now or later. This is XOY and I have several channels. I do a lot of content on many different topics, whatever crosses my mind. Streaming, but I'm giving it a shot here. I'm testing out my Yugioh dual transer, and we shall see how this goes. I make a lot of content on Yugioh dual transer, on WWE Day of Reckoning, Day of Reckoning 2, Yu-Gi-Oh! Link Evolution for the Switch. I'm trying to make the camera stay up and whatnot. I'm trying to start another live stream of my TV here with my tablet, so please just be patient if you're seeing this. I know no one's really here live right now, I'm sure, but hopefully we'll get some people in. My main channel has over 300 subscribers, so I always say thank you very much for that. I appreciate you guys, and hopefully you guys are telling your friends and all your people about me, and hopefully we can get this going. Share my content with people. I'm always open for requests and whatnot. A lot of times I'm just kind of putting up whatever I'm doing. I don't have a specific topic or plan for things. I just kind of do whatever I'm doing, and that's it. I'm very held back from uploading videos because of the internet and the timing and so forth, but I definitely put in a lot of hours into content and whatnot. I do a lot of things behind the scenes to think about, deck ideas, for example, when I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Or different topics I write down. A lot of times I honestly don't get around to them. So I'm trying to find some papers and whatnot that I am working on and such. As of right now, like I said, I'm trying to build up my channel, and I am trying to start a second live stream here. That's why I'm just kind of talking here. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to duel with this Lightsworn deck. This is the main deck, and then this is the extra deck. I don't think anything really sticks out too wildly. And the side deck, those are, this is a copied deck for the most part, if not completely, from someone else. So I got their ideas. A lot of back row removal you can see. You can stop summons. You got a staller and you got an attacker. So this should go pretty well, I think. I'm starting up the other live stream, and I found out the hard way that you have to put your camera up vertically, and that's the problem with my tablet because it's a very strange angle and whatnot. Like my tablet's kind of too big, it falls over. So I'm trying to find a way to set this up. Actually, I think I'm on the same channel, so that's not gonna ideally do me a whole lot of good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep that one up because that's a situation. The point was to try to live stream on the one and record on the other for an actual video, but I reckon I've already spent a few minutes trying to do that and didn't get anywhere with it so far. I'm going to go ahead and go into free duel and see who I am going to be playing up against. I'm going to play with 8,000 life points, single. Let's do Jack. Let's face Jack. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and play some audio in the background because I don't really see the point in me just going, okay, I summon, I attack, I this, I that. I might pause and make a comment or whatever at some point, but I'll spare you from the amount of constant, unnecessity of it. Obviously, I would think you would recharge, you're going to see what you draw, then you have Lumina for your Lightsworn and Grave. That's a free summon, right? Special one from Grave. Oh, you have to discard. Wow, a lot of discards. So you're going to go ahead and recharge. I don't really want to get rid of any of them, honestly. There's a debate. You could just go for send a Lumina. I don't really want to, and I kind of want to keep my Raikou in case. Okay, I drew into another Lumina. Ooh, I milled a Judgment Dragon and a Soul Purity of Light, so that's not ideal. I do have the other fairy in my hand for Honest to negate. I could go Lumina Summon. I think you save the Lumina here. I think we just go for Set Raikou Pass and pass turn. I'm going to go ahead and this is AEW Dynamite from JD from New York is March 8th, 2024 review. No, I'm not going to activate that. Got the Cyber Dragon, and this guy's going to go to defense, so I'm going to go ahead and I could protect my points and just get rid of this, but I can just attack over this. I'm just going to go and get rid of the Cyber Dragon at this point. Take the 2000, it's in defense. Get right over that with Lila. You can go for several options here. And there's the other Judgment Dragon. I don't have to worry about milling that now. Alright, here's JD from New York.
So he was taken out last week, presumably. We come to this week, and it was on Monday or Tuesday, I don't really know when. We get AEW basically saying that Kenny Omega has a special announcement, major announcement tonight. So I'm like, all right, so it's either one of two things. One, he's actually going to come back and doesn't need the surgery, or B, he's going to let everybody know that he's going to get the surgery, and he was going to give us a timetable upon his return. But what he did tonight was he was filmed from said local medical facility, and he was in his medical robe, and he said, I might not be able to be there. We have a problem right now running rampant in the company with the elite. I've known each other, or we've known each other for so many years, and it's very disheartening to see what they have turned into. But I'm an EVP, and at Double or Nothing, I am going to assemble Team AEW to battle the elite in Anarchy in the Arena. So, my reaction to that, unlike the fucking elitists and the shills for this company on social media, all the other dirt sheets that can't say anything bad about AEW, my reaction was met with
that's a good hit.
A huge sigh. I just released a huge sigh. I'm like, really?
And next
this is the direction that we're going. So then I'm thinking back to Double or Nothing in years prior, and I'm like, oh man, there's good old TK, man. Good old TK Jesse. Fucking leaving his neck brace on that tradition flag that he's planted so proudly upon the AEW mountain, man. The guy cannot. And thank you, Billy. I see you. We'll get to you. I'm trying to get this out. You know, he's planted that neck brace on the tradition flag, and he's so stuck with these fucking traditions that honestly, you know, I feel like he needs to move away from that. I'm not really all that into it. It worked for year 1, it worked for year 2, worked going into year 3. Now we're going into year 4, 5. I think we need to come up with something new and try something new and come up with some new ideas. I said this on social media. So AEW is running back the Anarchy in the Arena gimmick. And I'm not a big fan of this. I didn't really make a big deal about it online. I just simply put my wrestling opinion online. But no matter how you put your wrestling opinion on there, I didn't even put curse words in the tweet. Imagine that. I didn't put curse words in the tweet, man. I didn't say anything derogatory. I'm like, I'm not a fan of the gimmick. I've seen it so many times before. I don't really care to see it again. I think they run it into the ground. And people clearly have a problem because I don't like something that AEW did. Why are you complaining? So I'm going to take my stance on this, and I'm not looking back. Anarchy in the Arena is a tired, lazy gimmick. And I'm tired of Tony Khan's traditions. Anarchy in the Arena is the same thing as Canadian Stampede. It's just a different name. Or it's done in a bigger venue, but it's the same fucking concept. So people were trying to tell me, oh,
I'm listening
it's only done once a
from
year.
New York talk about
No, it's been done twice a year because Tony Khan has dipped into the Canadian Stampede, or the Stadium Stampede, whatever the fuck he calls it. Canadian Stadium Stampede. He's done the same gimmick now twice a year, and he's run it into the ground. Jesse, remember when we used to complain about Vince McMahon doing Hell in the Cell every October because it was Halloween, pal? Remember that? Or TLC every December because it was December and they needed a TLC match every December with no rhyme or reason. You know, that went on for many, many, many years, and we called for that to stop because it was killing the gimmick. It was killing the Hell in the Cell gimmick. Sometimes they did 2 or 3 Hell in the Cells per night.
I do need a black.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? The gimmick and the value of said match is 0. So now I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking to myself, man, oh man, Tony Khan is once again making the same mistakes as the guy who he vehemently despises. And he's slowly making those mistakes, and nobody is picking up on the same errors and the same mistakes that I called out for years. And now when I call them out here on AEW, people want to say that I'm complaining. Well, I complained about this for years on WWE side, and now it's AEW's turn to get the complaints. Kill the gimmick. Kill the gimmick. It's over. I don't want to see it. I'm not interested in it. It's been happening now every year, sometimes twice a year. And with the announcement of 2 mystery opponents to team up with FTR, the best you got is Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston, who, correct me if I'm wrong, Jesse, have appeared in the majority of these matches. So not only are you killing the gimmick, but you're putting people in the match and just recycling the match with different fucking characters and gimmicks and stories. It's the same fucking people. What does Bryan Danielson have to do with the fucking Elite? Why are we still on Eddie Kingston and the Elite? You couldn't come up with anybody better to fit into this storyline? Everybody was asking for the Motor City Machine Guns. I don't know what the fuck they have to do with the Elite, but I would have taken that over Danielson and Eddie Kingston because it would have been different. Where's Adam Page? Why isn't he in this thing? Why are we stalling? Why are we rushing to such a big, chaotic match for the first match between the Elite and Team Tony or Team AEW? How does anybody accept this mediocrity? I don't understand it. The gimmick is dead, and I don't want to see it, and I have 0 interest in this match going into Double or Nothing. That's my rant.
I just wanted to get rid of this
card.
You know, if I talk like a monster,
look, man, I would love to try to make some kind of sense of this, and it's easy to say, you know, let it play out and everything else, but none of that applies here. None of that applies here. This is very random.
Yeah,
the later that it got into the show, the more that I wanted this announcement to be something of significance. And I hope you guys understand when I talk about, you know, something including Bryan fucking Danielson, it has nothing to do with him, as I say, being insignificant. But this announcement was weak. This makes no sense, and most importantly, it seems extremely forced. It seems like you just had nothing better and you were just trying to get to this match. It wasn't like everything that we've gotten before this has led to Stadium Stampede and it all makes sense. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. I'm not overly interested in seeing it. I'm going to be very honest here. It's not to say that it's going to be a bad match. That's not the point. That's not the point. It's anarchy in the arena. Inherently, the match will be fun. All of the guys involved know how to work. I'm fans of everyone in that match. It's just, it feels thrown together and unimportant. It feels like that you are sorely missing names like Kenny Omega, MJF, Adam Cole, Hangman Page. You are sorely missing these names, and you're scrambling to find something of relevance at the top of the card. You have mid-card feuds going on that feels more interesting than what you have going on in the main event. And that's really bad. That's very, very, very fucking bad. I mean, I don't want to put the blame on one in particular thing. The only reason that we're here to say it's a TK thing because he has led us to believe that he is the head of creative. So until something publicly comes out that there's someone else spearheading these ideas, then yeah, it's all TK dropping the ball creatively as far as we're concerned.
I listen, I am genuinely, I am exhausted. I am exhausted by the complaining that I have to do on here because nobody else will say it. I mean, AEW right now is as cold as it's ever, and it's fucking bizarre to me how literally 2 months ago I was right here on this show telling this guy right here sitting next to me virtually that they were putting on the best shows that they probably ever done in 5 years. The beginning of March, right before Big Business, leading up to Big Business. What the fuck happened? It's almost as if Tony Khan was abducted by aliens, or his team was abducted by aliens. Where the fuck are the real people who booked this show? Fucking back in the beginning of March. I don't believe how lazy this company is. Anarchy in the Arena is the same thing as Stadium Stampede. Stadium Stampede is the same thing as Anarchy in the Arena. What? We haven't seen Eddie Kingston on television, and I love Eddie. So does Jesse. But we haven't seen him on television since he lost the title to Okada.
No, I'm a big look. Like I said, I'm a fan of everybody in that match.
But we haven't seen him on television since he lost the Continental Championship to Okada. Bryan Danielson, we haven't seen since Will Ospreay. And the Dynasty match. Why are you plugging him in here when he has nothing to do with the story? Nothing. Why? Because he's seen AEW? He's Tony Khan's right-hand man? Just the lasting image. Now we saw Bryan, he was convulsing in the middle of the ring because he took a fucking Tiger Driver from Will Ospreay. That's the story. You keep him off television until
I don't want to see him in an Anarchy in the Arena match now.
What the fuck is he doing in an Anarchy in the Arena match? And then on top of that, Will Ospreay's wrestling Roderick Strong for the continent or the I don't even know what the fuck titles they are. The international title. Where is Will Ospreay on television? Have you done anything to build that match? This is now 2 weeks where we haven't seen one fucking word between Roderick Strong and Will Ospreay. Gee, Tony, I wonder who's going to win that match in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Ospreay's been off of our TVs for too long now. A week is okay.
I don't understand.
That's fine. 2 weeks, no. He needs to be front and center.
I mean,
how does anybody stand for this mediocre garbage? I swear to God, if I didn't have to watch this show, I swear to God I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't watch it. If I didn't have this show right now, if I didn't have what I do for a living right now, I wouldn't watch Dynamite. That's how fucking terrible this show has been. Terrible. Every single week you continue to insult my fucking intelligence. Every week.
More importantly, where's Prince Nana?
I don't know.
Are we having travel restriction issues with some of the talent? Is that what's going on here?
I don't know where he is. We'll get to that in a second, because clearly somebody was listening to us last week. No shit. Because we're the only fucking ones with a brain here outside Solid Monster and BC, or anybody else that's fucking in the circle of the OTS family that knows what the fuck they're talking about.
He's hurt.
Why is Mercedes the last fucking thing at 10:03 p.m.? You do know that's the last thing that people want to see. They tuned out at that point.
Nothing happened, and she just rambled on and
rambled on about nothing. How many people were watching that segment when the quarter ratings come out by Brandon Thurston? Guarantee you it's about 600,000.
I just knew something big must be happening in this segment because she's just rambling. Nothing is coming out of her mouth. She's gonna get attacked by somebody. Something's gonna no, nothing happened.
I am genuinely stumped and just I'm at a loss of words for how terrible this fucking company is. right now. I mean, look at this Double or Nothing card. I mean, are we booking a Saturday Night Collision, or are we booking a pay-per-view? Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay. Haven't been on TV in 2 weeks. Not one fucking word, not one promo, not one story. Not one inkling of a story there. Will Ospreay's undefeated since he became an AEW roster member. That's great. Yeah, that's fantastic, man. Get off your fucking your cagematch.net and start writing me some fucking dialogue. Then we got Mercedes versus Willow. Fine. The only thing I'm interested in is to see how Mercedes is going to wrestle after a year and a half being away. Then we got the anarchy in the arena. Lazy. Because Tony Khan's got to fucking go all in on tradition. Fuck your traditions. It's over. It's tired. It's lazy. It's boring. Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black. Probably the only thing on the fucking show I'm interested in, because Copeland is killing it in everything he does. And Malachi, people want to see Malachi in a singles match and a title match nonetheless. Where's the Undisputed Era? Kingdom. Where are they? Where are they? Nowhere! Kill it! Dead it! It's over! I don't give a fuck when MJF gets back. You're not going to get any interest because of what you've done to them collectively as a group. They are dead. I feel bad for Adam Cole. Terrible for Adam Cole. Jay White. He wrestled Rocky Romero tonight. Rocky Romero's a 20-year vet. Fantastic. But do we need Jay White going and struggling to get a victory over Rocky Romero after what we seen a few weeks ago where he couldn't put away Billy Gunn? I mean, what the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing? I don't know, man.
So in effort to not to just dissect and shit on the entire show, I don't mind seeing Jay White versus Rocky Romero. I mean, we do want Jay White built up. So if he's gonna beat a signed veteran, fine, I guess. I guess we want more from Jay White. You need to build him up. That's a step. He has gold around his waist. He's on a winning streak. That's a step. That's fine. Nothing interesting comes from that, though. That feels like a match you can do on Collision, to be honest with you. But again, it's not the end of the fucking world. But when there's nothing else of interest on the show and nothing else makes sense on the show, it just adds to what feels like a collective bunch of nonsense. That's kind of what it feels like at the end of the day. I'm sorry, man. I'm usually the first one here to point out, hey, you're going too hard. Hey, it wasn't that bad. Look, it could be this. I found nothing of it. I rushed home to see this show for my kids' performance.
Chuck E. Cheese, I'm sorry to call you off, Jesse. Chuck E. Cheese Ranch, get the fuck out. Hold on, let me get him out. I'm going to read this guy's comment because he's a fucking half-witted retard. Look at this guy. Man, JD has joined the AEW Can Do No Right crowd. They were progressing stories. You expect pay-per-view quality story and matches every week. Other brands had a bad draft and no mental breakdown like this. Oh, really? Because I remember I vividly complained about how fucking boring the draft was, Chuck E. Cheese. I don't expect pay-per-view level matches every week, but you want to know what I do expect? I expect some fucking stories that are going to make me feel interested in what the fuck they're telling. I don't want to see Kyle O'Reilly built up with a match against Copeland as the last thing on a Wednesday night Dynamite. Who okayed that? Nobody gives a fuck about Kyle O'Reilly. Unless he's rejoined with Adam Cole and Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong. I don't give a single solitary fuck about Kyle O'Reilly. And nobody else does either. That's the last thing that you give me on tonight's show. Yeah, man, Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Copeland for the TNT Championship. My God, man, what am I going to be doing on Saturday night? I'll tell you what, Tony, not watching Collision. Maybe you should get off your fucking websites and your goddamn match emulator and start writing some fucking stories. Because this shit ain't cutting it. I'm sorry.
I don't know what else we really expected from a guy named Chuck E. Cheese, though. I mean, you know.
I've never been to a Chuck E. Cheese, and I hate ranch dressing. Get the fuck out.
Video. I'm playing Exodia right now.
Ranch
Not
dressing.
the best Exodia build.
His name was Chuck E. Cheese Ranch.
And
Oh,
they're
okay.
gone.
Oh, God.
I mean, if I am not going to say it and Jesse's not going to say it, there aren't many people that will. They'll be like, oh, Anarchy in the Arena, man. That sounds like a cool man. We haven't seen that one before, man. Oh, look at the Elite Okada and Bryan Danielson. That's great. Why don't you finish telling the fucking story that we saw at the end of Dynasty with Bryan Danielson? Yeah, let's throw him into something else just completely random. He's got nothing to do with the Elite.
I'm not even sure if I want to see Kazuchika Okada in an Anarchy in the Arena match. That guy is a 5-star general in the ring. I want to see him do wrestling matches, bro.
This place is fucking lost. They're lost. They're never gonna get it. Their roster is so bloated. Their fucking mentality is so swayed by, oh, everything we do is right. Fuck the fans. Fuck the podcasters. They don't know what they're talking about. Meanwhile, the show that we get on Wednesday night and Saturday night, the display of fucking effortless stories and just lazy writing and lazy structure to these shows for the last two months. I mean, you're just asking for this type of fucking venom. Every week you're asking for it. And I don't know why. Clearly these people weren't watching me while I was doing this to Vince every fucking week. We eventually got change because Vince is a fucking rapist. But we got the guy in there that we wanted. And now, Tony Khan is going to suffer the fucking venom from everybody who wants better. They had to go through with it. Now AEW has to go through with it. I don't know how anybody sits here and says, yeah, man, this was a great show.
Mr. OTK Central.
Please tell me what you watched that I did not.
Yeah, hopefully I'll remember.
I mean, everything is just so out of whack. Everything just feels low budget, low effort. Chris Jericho's out there still feeding with fucking Hulk. He's got Big Bill there in a fucking stand. I don't, Jesus Christ, man. Oh my God.
I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Trans.
God, I can't stand
I'm
this.
actually going to freeze this for a second here. This background noise while I'm speaking. Oh, well, there goes the camera. New here. New to live streaming here. It's very awkward how I have this set up. I got it set on a shelf here with a bunch of games. Can't hear you talk. You turn down. Yeah, not a problem. That's what I was working on right now. I usually put background noise on in the background because usually I'm in the other room or I'm not talking or whatever. I didn't really want to go all in with all that right yet. So I kind of have a little bit of a brick hand. 11 cards. I definitely think I should be able to finish this up. I don't even have pseudo space apparently in here. I would much rather have the pseudo space in here than the reloads and whatnot. But well, I can't win now. I done lost. I have no way of winning now. Just see what else I'll draw, but I have no way of recovering. Into the void. I can duality. It doesn't matter. Oh, Phil. Okay, what's up, Phil? I should have known by your name, but yeah, awesome. So, yeah, I done screwed this one up. I wanted to try to go for the FTK. I didn't go and get the win, so I'm just kind of drawing out the deck. I've been thinking about making this into a magical explosion build just because it's easier and you don't break on all your pieces. So, that's the situation here. I already special, that's why duality. Yeah, that makes sense. Into the Void is one of those risky cards that I was just playing, and I was just like, okay, go for it. Should use the tier first. Huh? Should use the tier first. Well, regardless, I mean, the game's over, so, I mean, I'm just kind of showing off what I can do here. So, I mean, You have a recommendation on what deck you'd like to see me play? I mean, Cyber Dragons don't really have the most support on here. I am building kind of like an OTK, kind of like a Cyber Dragon deck, and you can play with one ban card. So I'm trying to rely on Future Fusion. I think Overload Fusion's at 1. I play that. Play Field Spell Searcher. Oh, Terraforming? I think that's what you're trying to say. I mean, I was risking it from the beginning on some of the wonky plays there. After I played Into the Void, I was like, yeah. I have my old dragon build ready. It's not like the Super Rejuvenation build. I had that and it got erased accidentally, and I haven't got to make it back. It was kind of chalky. Like, I mean, if you've seen Dragon Turbo, you just kind of bring out your monsters, you attack, you draw a bunch of cards, that type deal. So, yeah, I can't surrender. I don't want to turn the system off just to surrender. But yeah, I mean, Red Eyes Darkness Metal at 3 is really strong. It's actually based a lot off of a deck I started playing back in about 20. I know I was playing it as far as like 2014, 2015 as well, where I was playing the Dragon Tuners and was really reliant on like Rescue Rabbit and Red Eyes Darkness Metal, but Rescue Rabbit and Darkness Metal were both at 1, so you couldn't really abuse a whole lot. Of course, you had Xyz, so your Xyz lineup was really nice to have, and type deal. Does it even? Yeah, it doesn't even let you. If you have one card, you played different because mine wasn't a turbo. Okay, yeah, mine plays a decent amount of traps. I mean, I reckon I've been a hater of traps for a long time because mostly I was playing my dragon deck that had 16 traps in it, and my opponents never really got to play. And this is like 2014, 2015. I mean, I wasn't playing a lot of meta cards and stuff. No one I really was playing was, playing anything really crazy. And I would play like 3 Dark Bribes. I had like 3 Mirror Forces, 3 Dimensional Prison, like 3 Fiendish Chain. And then it was like Solemn Warning, Torrential, Bottomless, Compulsory. Like, it was a bit much. So I just thought it was a bit much for the situation. So yeah, are you at work now, or what do you got going on here, Phil? I'm gonna pay attention to the chat here as much as possible. This is my first time really doing it, and I'm finally getting a couple viewers, so I'll go with it. I have trouble actually doing videos because they'll take forever to upload. I'll upload 15 minutes of content, and it'll take like 5 hours. It's like in the 5 hours of time, I could be doing any number of other things. So this is kind of what we're looking at. It's just like a basic Dragon Beatdown deck. Oh, nice. Yeah, enjoy the rest of the day. So I'm playing this one because it's a level 3. You can go in for Goyo, Catastor, that kind of stuff. I have 2 level 2 tuners, and then this guy is really important. He's a level 3 tuner, and then he also can change a level. So, like, these 2 can get a 6 or a 7. The card I played that was a free 5 was called Interplanetary Purpley Thorny Dragon. So anytime a monster would die, you would summon out 1. Sometimes we'd rule it that you could summon multiple at a time. I don't know if you actually could, but we've done that before. That card's not on here. So basically just like a pretty decent standard beatdown deck without a whole lot of drawback on here. You see you've got the 3 Darkness Metal, which you can get the Darkness Metal off pretty nicely with the 2 instant fusions. I play 2 dragons for that. I tried cutting down on the traps and only playing the best traps. As I play more, I've been trying to build decks to not play cards that are kind of suboptimal. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to play some cards, I want like Mirror Force. That's going to, it's gonna go straight up for master removal. We got emptiness. It's at 3. No one played it because I don't know why. Basically because nobody was catching on to it, so no one copied it. Yeah, I see. There's a meta list. You're probably talking about more like Disaster Dragon, or whatever. I've seen those before. I don't know exactly. I've taken in so many different lists. I'm trying to remember all of it. So I've got the oppressions. These are nice, but they also don't stop a lot during the battle step or whatever damage step, where emptiness does. Obviously, you have to be smart with the emptiness. You've got Stardust Dragon, protects and comes back, so you have to play around those, which is fine generally. I've gotten Stardust off 3 or 4 turns in a row before. The protection is pretty nice. I've got 2 warning in here and a judgment, and then 1 skill drain. So I've got, I can play another skill drain, I can play another of warning, I can play 2 more of emptiness, but I just thought it was a bit much. So I cut, I think, a few of those and just played upstarts just for the heck of it. One of my favorite cards is Painful Choice. You get to play 1 ban card, so this is definitely the card you want, even over like a Pot of Greed or Graceful Charity or something, in my opinion, because you say, do you give me Mirror Force, Oppression, Skill Drain, Judgment, Warning, Emptiness, Torrential, whatever you want, and the rest go to grave. This card is Dragon's Mirror. Basically, it's like a Miracle Fusion. You banish your dragons for 5-headed. Obviously, Future Fusion. This is pre-errata. It's pretty gross. If you get these 2 off, it's pretty nice, the Mirror and Fusion. You have to let the Fusion resolve, I do believe, first. Or you have to pick the right one. I think I've done that incorrectly before. Red Eyes Hopeless Dragon. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to get into that with you here. More about your time out of town and whatnot. So these 2 are instant fusion targets. They're good for the Darkness Metal, and they're good for putting a body on the board for synchroing mostly. I almost never make Catastor, but it's there. Fairy's nice. I think it's kind of suboptimal. Black Rose I don't go for a lot. Obviously, I like Bryo a lot. I like Goyo a lot. I wish Scrap Dragon was necessary more, but it doesn't come up. Stardust, those are probably my main 3 synchros. This actually has a good effect, too, if you're playing a dragon deck. It's like it kills a monster automatically if you're equal or your opponent has less attack. So pretty much that's what's going on here. I'm playing the Cyber Dragons because I think that's just a smart play. You've got your Future Fusion. You can go in for the Cyber Twin. You got Fortress to get around some machines, because some of those machines would get kind of annoying. But yeah, I think I'll go ahead and test that deck out. It's one of my more favorite decks I have ready. I have some, excuse me here. I have some other decks made that are kind of like zombies or heroes. I got Gladiator Beasts. I have 6 Samurai. This is my Frog FTK YCS at the end of the month. Oh, yikes. Cyber Horus, I assume, is 1 deck, or is that Cyber or Horus or Tempai? I don't know if that's, if you type that, grammatically correct there for me to understand. But, so there's the 6 Samurai, Gateways at 3. Yeah, Ray's playing Tempai. He's trying to learn it, and I tried getting him to play with me, and he got there, so, I couldn't really learn. This is the OTK thing we have going on. I assume you're actually watching the video and whatnot, not just like driving or something like that. I won't probably hold you long. I want to at least get this dragon duel up. And so it looks like he might have fallen off here. But there's the deck right now. And hopefully this video will go up. I'm going to go in to play the dragon beatdown deck. I think you fell off, you fell off, and then someone came back on, and then left again. So at least that's what it's looking like on here. Okay, so you might be back if this is you, Cyber Horus. Okay. Ooh, gross. I assume you mean or Tempai, yeah. yeah, I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about those yet. I don't even know really what the Horus stuff does. I know people were hyping it really hard, and then you know how that goes. People hype it, people pay the money, then they fall in price because it doesn't turn out how it's hyped, that type deal. Um, this is just a basic duel, though. I try to play against something very strong. I know the Monarch deck can do pretty well. Yeah, the numbers keep going up and down here. I've got 2 people in and out, it seems like. But yeah, I appreciate you checking out the video. I try to make as much content as possible here. Okay, free duel. So I'm probably either going to play against Warriors, Monarchs, or Gladiator Beast, or maybe Black Wings. Sometimes I change the life points so I can have a longer duel. The horror stuff, I assume you love it. Yeah, well, I reckon that's good. I know there's a new rank 8, newer. It's called Infection Buzz King #1. I don't know if that's going to be relevant or not, but it was one of those anime cards that finally came out. I think they're pretty decent. I honestly don't really want to deal with either of them. I'd rather just deal with this warrior deck because I'm not in the mood to deal with Icarus Attack and Gyzerus and Heraclinos or another deck, or whichever the other deck. Oh, the Soul Exchange Tribute off if I had a dragon and all that. It's like, I can do that anytime. Okay. Oh, come on. 6 cards. Save me. Nope. Okay. So this is where you really have to think about, well, Heavy Storm exists, so let's see how much we're going to minus ourselves. I know I have a Judgment. Probably going to hold the MST. We'll set the Oppression. And I could lose almost my whole life points off all these cards. Screw it. Set 4 pass. Why not? Yeah, it goes well with Cyber Dragons. Yeah, I knew there were some level 8s in there, but I didn't know if if they have level modification or any of that type deal. I was playing against somebody. I won't say his name here, but he likes to have a fit about a lot of stuff and is big into high rarity and lives out of town, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if he really goes to the shops and whatnot too often, but it just seems like every time you duel against him, he wants to cause a problem, and it's like, I'm not trying to deal with all that right now. So I can go in for Cataster. I can just risk the attack. I think 17 is okay. But yeah, we played a couple duels. I was playing my old Heraldic Beast the first time. It was mixed with Time Thieves, and I don't know that they go together in a sense, but I don't really see what the big fuss is. I was playing Baguska, and he got around that he was playing Luna Lights, and he would just summon out his fusions and stuff in defense and then get around my effects. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I mean, it's Heraldic Beast. They don't really have a whole lot of stuff really going for them. So lost 2-0 there, and then I told him he could play whatever he wanted without the ban list and stuff because I didn't really mind. This card is annoying. It's just going to come out no matter what I do. I'm not going to pay just for him to keep bringing it out. Now, if he goes to Tribute or something, ooh, Armageddon, that's a card to hit. You don't want that. No, I don't want to Skill Drain it. I'm just going to Warning it. Yep, that's the one. Yeah, he was playing Kashtira, and they were a lot of bullcrap, which I didn't really care. I was just like, okay, go ahead and play whatever you want. Like, that's the situation. Yeah, it was a lot of nonsense. from a personal standpoint. And it's not the first or last time I expect that to be a problem. You know, it matters what zone you're in, or just completely off, like, things to say both about Yugioh and in general. Just like things are not being thought of before he's saying them type deal. Yeah, he was along for the ride when the other guy came over, if you catch my drift. And so we had a good time and whatnot, but sometimes he just becomes a lot to deal with. Just kind of overwhelming the board here. We were debating on different cards from Norden to Graceful Charity. He was saying how Graceful Charity is fair, and the discarding is not a problem. I'm like, but the discarding is the reason that card's banned. If it was a draw 3, I think it would just be a better pot of greed, like, simply. But once you can discard, I mean, I don't even think they care about drawing if you get a discard 2 cards. Like a double Foolish Burial is pretty nice. It's not a Foolish Burial, but, you know, double discard. You know, card destructions at 1. You know, these type of things. I don't know why I didn't just suppress. I was thinking I was too late on that. I know what you mean. Oh, what shop are you talking about? I don't know exactly which one you mean. DD Assailant is not ideal, but I can just flip over the skill drain. But not yet. I should have oppression. That was just wasn't paying attention. No, don't need to do anything. I don't want to negate my own catastrophe yet. What is it? A non-dark. Oh, that's nasty. Yeah. Destroyed by battle, removed from play. Yeah, I'm not attacking that. You're attacking me, pal. And I don't really know a lot about. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. If you're talking about the. Oh man, if you're talking about the one that I saw you at. I'm just gonna pay the points. That's fine. Get a win if you get a win. I want to get that off the board. I get 2 cards off the board and keep my board presence for half my life points. It's worth it. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Definitely, there should be more content coming up. Got 3 in here right now. It looks like it should be pretty simple to take over and win this one. I'm starting playing defensive already. Instant. I don't need that yet. Just go in for another attack. Well, I guess even with the skill drain, that really activates in the grave. What's that do? Add a card? That's fine. You can have your dolphin. Just kind of back and forth. A lot more than it used to be. We're returning. Okay. I wish you would have added Bushi back. You could get that out of your grave. I'd be okay with that. Yeah, thank you guys for checking out the video. Assuming, well, at least one of you, I don't know who you are. Yeah, I'm playing a dragon deck here. It's basically just a dragon beatdown. I'd like to show off my future fusion type thing, but if I don't get to it, I don't get to it. This is also nice that I kind of not necessarily misplayed, but I took a risk there on not going for the oppression. So I can make a 7 here. No, I'm not turn-chilling the board. I'd like to get rid of this thing somehow, but I don't know how to. I'm going to have to get rid of a card that I don't want to get rid of. I could just go Ancient Fairy. Oh, I have Brio, but I mean, I have to wait a turn. So I could just sit on these. I mean, there's a lot of options I can do. For a second, I thought I went for the 7. I guess I can just give that up to get rid of that. I want that out of the way. I mean, I'd like if he just attacked me, would be ideal. I feel like I need Catastor on the board. He's going to come in clutch. That card's not really bothersome. Add you some cards. Yeah, it's pretty much an Grave effect, so that's fine. That's worth it to put in more damage next turn. Go ahead. Got 2 Floodgate cards, back removal, or board wipe, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, if I pay, he's just going to keep summoning it. That's the problem. No. So I hope that doesn't come back to bite me too much. That's an annoying card. 16. I have to attack that first, right? So Bushi's going to stand. That's fine. Back row isn't ideal here. Got the mirror. Nice. Okay. Alright. Go in for the attack and probably get mirror forced. So I have to attack Bushi. Cool. Go ahead and set. Pass. Anyone in the comments or the chat, go ahead and reach out. I'm paying attention to the chat. Okay, so he's got a Foolish. Do I really care? I don't care enough to pay over half my life points to negate that. There's a Necro. Yeah, that sucks to suck. Okay. Got more stuff going on here. You could have 1,000 more, I don't mind. I'm just going to keep it in hand. Oppression, I've got a second one if I need it. Just go on ahead. Get over whatever I can. Get over this guy. Armageddon, you gonna negate? Nope. Yeah, I would save it too, theoretically. Nope. Nope. Not gonna fall for setting the second oppression yet. I don't think it's necessary. Okay, call the haunted. I'll go ahead and pay. Can still activate the skill drain. It looks like everyone's gone. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my audio here until someone comes in at least. Got about 54 minutes in so far. But yeah, anyone seeing this, I got Mr. OTK, MR Central. He's one of my good buddies, actually. Go way back. Go ahead and subscribe to him. I don't know what he has going on with content and whatnot, but I'm sure he's been making something over the last several years and whatnot. I know he's big on the Cyber Dragon, so if you need to know anything about Cyber Dragon, he is definitely one of the ones to go to. Brain control, I don't want to risk it. I mean, I don't think that's even a question. You go for the painful choice here. Go ahead. I mean, Future Fusion would be nice. I give it pretty much no chance of you actually letting me have that. Don't really want to bounce anything back. Just reveal a bunch of stuff for him. Or just give me whatever dragon I put out there. You gave me the Future Fusion? I don't even know if I have access to Five-Headed now. Yeah, I don't have it anymore, so that sucks to suck. I'm gonna need another dragon. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. I don't think I have Avarice. A couple dead cards in hand, whatever. Can I just attack you, or I can attack the Command Knight? Remember, I used that several times. Yeah, thanks for checking out the video, guys. I appreciate you. But I still confuse it sometimes. Command Knight and Marauding Captain usually was the lock. Do like a mini lock. It's not as good as two of them together, but you get it off a lot more. Go ahead and search. Go ahead and play the audio here until I see someone come in, at least.
None of it makes sense. For weeks we've been trying to figure out why the fucking Mogul Embassy were not out there with Swerve, out there protecting Swerve, backing Swerve, and all of this stuff he had going on. And then the one week that they actually did put them out there, my God, they might as well have been wearing T-shirts that says, "We are about to turn on Swerve." It was just that telegraph.
But the thing is, Jesse, there was no lead up to have us believe that they were going to turn. There was no dialogue on any of their behalf.
Totally
None of them. Khan, fucking Leona, and Brian Cage, they said nothing in the way of, "Hey man, we're frustrated. You're leaving us out in the dust. You're leaving us in the dark. You're doing this thing on your own. What about us, the Mogul Embassy?" Nothing.
Yeah.
For weeks, they were not there, presented with him, and all of a sudden you want me to fucking care because they turned on him? There was no lead up.
Gonna just keep coming back.
There was nothing to it. They've been heels in their own programs while Swerve's been turned babyface. It already looked like an awkward dynamic just watching them in the ring together.
Didn't need to set it. But
so now what are you gonna do there?
Okay, I got a couple people.
Swerve is gonna cut generic babyface promos. He's already cut.
I dropped the camera. It's a very weird setup here.
That's not him.
The Mogul Embassy didn't turn on Swerve. They've been
people
heel
don't
the
stay,
whole time.
I'm gonna just go ahead and
it wasn't a heel
keep
turn.
going.
They just came out there and just did what they do. They've been healed the
You
whole
mean to tell me there are people out there that believe they were babyface this entire time?
No. You can't turn more heel. They were already heel. Why would we think that they're going to go out there and say Swerve and be baby faces all of a fucking sudden?
But by that logic, with what Jesse said,
the Mirror Force.
I don't know how you people can accept how this is a great move.
Okay, I've got one.
But they gave you an explanation. No, they didn't. These guys were presented.
Go ahead and pause the video here. Pause the background noise here. Okay. Don't need to do anything else. Since oppression's up, there's no point in losing a card for no reason. Probably could have put one in defense. Dodged a Mirror Force, but I'm just going all in on damage right now, so I'm just okay with it. Yeah, that sucks, but I've got plenty out of Catastor already. Until he outs that, yeah. That's why I like Emptiness a lot, because it stops that a lot more than Oppression. Like, it comes in really handy. And we got someone fell off again, so I'm just
When this guy went
till
out
you
on
come
his
back.
own, fucking smurfing when he drives, wins the world title, they were still heel. They never were presented alongside him as baby faces. How does that make sense? You want me to care about them? You want me to find some emotional investment in those three guys? How?
Just in case, I'm just gonna try and pull.
Let's move on to the review. Like we said in the beginning, man, we get it.
Oh my
Okay, we
God,
got
man.
someone else in here. Thank you guys for checking it out. I'm fixing the camera. Don't worry. It's very sensitive where it's sitting at. I kind of just had to do a risky play. I didn't know if he could put his monster in attack and just attack me for game. So it's basically just beat down. I've got a skill drain to back it up. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, pal. Such is life. I just want this to be about over. Yeah, this deck kind of just outgrinds me. Yep, he got the game. Yeah, Bushi's annoying, but I didn't draw my emptiness, so I keep my emptiness for this reason. You could debate maybe you play 2 emptiness, 1 oppression. Just for that reason. I do like emptiness a lot. And it's basically free. But yeah, there's kind of the dragon build that I have at the moment.
This company's fucking lost, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, we got another person in here. Alright. If you guys have any recommendations for what deck you'd like me to play, go ahead and let me know. We could go ahead and face this warrior deck again. Someone just keeps I mean, one person's in and out. I don't know if it's the same person necessarily. That'd be kind of wild. Just like popping your head in, like, okay, bye. Okay. This is the God card deck. I've got this one's kind of just like a beat down, sort of. I've played it a few times. It's pretty decent. This is based on a YouTuber named Kasami Underground Yugioh. I might have changed a couple cards around because I think he played some like really suboptimal cards that were good back in the day, maybe, but not necessarily now. Looks like I have 2 in. I don't know. It's kind of wonky. I got my stun deck. I've played that several times. This I'm trying to build like a OTK Yatagarasu deck. This is the frog. No, I was trying to build. Oh, that's just the cards they were talking about. Burn deck. These are all limited cards, and it's kind of wonky. There's actually a better limit deck that I built. Here's Black Wings. If you want me to try Black Wings out, I got 2 Sirocco, 1 Vayu in there. Infernity. I don't necessarily play it a lot, but it works pretty well. This is kind of Fiends. Fiends work pretty well. This is kind of like Plant, Hero, Zombie. No Diva with frogs. Just zombies. Light Sworn. This is Light Sworn without the like Soul of Purity and Light, the Angel of whatever. Here's Heart of the Underdog Exodia. You just draw your whole deck out. This is basically Hero, all that stuff. Hero, Frog, whatever. This is Psychic, Plant, Zombie. Works pretty well. Random. It's a zombie build. I like that build too. A whole spell deck. Dragon build Exodia. I don't know what that one is. This is another control type deck. This is the starter decks. Yugi, Joey, Kaiba, Pegasus, I think was the idea behind that for the most part. Got some more Frog, Hero stuff. Yugi deck, Water deck, Kaiba deck, Zombie, Diva, Hero, or Diva Zombie, I mean. another control type deck, Gladiator Beast, Warrior, the Fusion OTK, the Warrior, Six Samurai, Frog FTK, Dragon. Yeah, I've just played these so many times, I don't really have a preference on what I play. I mean, there's some of them that definitely I'm better with than the others. Go ahead and try this one out. I'm just kind of going in order from up. I haven't really changed anything for the videos. I've got one more. Hello to the stream. Go ahead and comment down if you're new. If you're not Mr. OTK Central, but go ahead and check him out if you aren't Mr. OTK Central. Go ahead and check him out. He's got good Cyber Dragon videos and whatnot. I'm sure he'll help you with anything you need to know on Cyber Dragons. I'm gonna go for the Upstart. I've got the Dark Arm, which is nice, I guess. Do I really want to build around that? I don't know. I'm gonna go for the Knight. Probably won't get negated. Probably send Plague. This might be the one deck that I have like one Malicious in for no reason. And I never put in a second one, so it's like a brick to send. I mean, I do kind of like sitting on Yugioh and then have Phoenix Wing. It's pretty nice. I can't see how many are in. But if I'm just seeing like nobody, I'm going to go and play the audio. But every time I go to play it, there's a person in. So I'm going and keeping the audio off, background noise. And usually I don't talk too much on these. I don't have a whole lot to say. If you know kind of what the cards do, it should be kind of obvious what I'm thinking here. You know, I do misplay. I'm not perfect on it. Got a big monster that can plus me over time. I got an interruption. I like Spirit Reaper rip cards out. I got a popper. I got a synchro or tuner. There's quite a bit of good stuff going on.
Listen, World's End was bad. This may be going down the route of where World's End was, man, with the build. Holy shit, this shit sucks. This shit is awful. Anyway, guys, we're going to get into the review. I don't want to spend too much time on the review because, honestly, nothing happened. Nothing of importance happened on this show. Nothing that I genuinely care to sit here and debate and talk about and get excited about. Nothing. We're going to get into that, but I want to thank you guys for a great stream last night. Solid Monster and I debuted the new era of TNT. He's the new co-host on Tuesday nights. Episode 47 is in the books. The highest rated TNT episode of all time. We are looking at 3,600 likes.
Can't be destroyed by battle. Doesn't
when all is said and done with that one, man. Holy shit, you guys killed it last night. And Jason is excited about what he's going to be able to bring to the show. So thank you guys very much. If you missed that, go check it out. It's on the homepage. I have heard from several people telling me that it was the best TNT episode in all 47 episodes. So thank you guys very much for all the support.
If you guys don't like me having the audio in the background, I can turn it off at any time.
Yeah, we will continue to bring the heat every week, and it's only going to be bigger and better than ever. And again, shout out to DVA for that intro, man. It was unbelievably received, and it really set the tone for what is going to be a great show on Tuesday night. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Go follow Jesse at Chi-Town Smart on Twitter. Please go follow Jesse as well on YouTube. Click his name at the top of the description. It'll take you right to his YouTube channel. So go subscribe over there. He's now covering WWE on a weekly basis, not the night of, but the next day. So please go and check him out over there. And please,
I'm getting some pretty good feedback on the Tuesday night show that we do immediately after TNT. So as soon as JD starts the super chats, I'm firing up the stream, and we're waiting for him to get done with the super chats. Don't come over until the super chats are done. As soon as they are done, we go live. And we immediately continue the TNT discussion. What I thought about it,
really
what I didn't like, disliked about the topics that they covered, and then we go into the Raw review. That format was actually pretty well received, so check it out, man. It's pretty fun, actually.
Go check out all the other content on the channel that I have uploaded. Monday Night Raw, we were live, start of the King of the Ring tournament. Go check that out. And then I will be back live with you on Friday for SmackDown when we get to the Friday night portion of the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. Please hit that thumbs up. We got 492 likes. I would really appreciate we get as close to 1,000 as possible. And the super chats. I got to shout out my two guys here before we get into anything. We got Billy Bomb with $100 super chat. What's up, JD and Jess team? Going through some personal shit in my life. The only thing I have is you guys right now. Don't know what to do. But I have you guys. I love the OTS family. I need advice for depression, dealing with past shit from overseas. Sorry. Love you guys. Billy, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I don't know if you're in the Discord, Billy, but I know there are plenty of OTS VIPs in the Discord. If you need anybody to talk to, man, this is the community for you. So don't hesitate to reach out for sure. And I know Jesse has always got an ear on the ground for everything as well. Don't be afraid to hit him up.
Please do. Please do. If you're on Twitter, hit up my DMs, man. They're open. And please do.
And then David Thiering with a $100 super chat. Thank you, David. The Anarchy in the ring match feels like a terrible version of the Avengers United. Sorry, I'm not feeling it. JD, are the EVPs, the Young Bucks, cucks, or dumb fucks? Level with me here. I'm taking that too far. Disappointing AEW has become. Also, Jesse, how's your son doing? I would not say that they are cucks or dumb fucks, David. I do think the Young Bucks gimmick is probably the best thing that they've done for themselves and kind of lean into the whole CM Punk thing. But I just wish for better writing, man. And Jesse, how's your son doing?
Yeah, thanks, David. My son, from what doctors are saying, he is 100% fully recovered from the double pneumonia. He's back to normal activities. He's on no more medication. He's playing like a normal kid again. As far as any long-term damage, we won't know literally until a long term. But for right now, he's suffering no residuals from it. He's back to school full-time, playing. He plays basketball with his friends in my driveway every day. I couldn't be happier, bro. Thanks for asking.
There you go. Good shit. Dynamite starts with Adam Copeland. He's walking backstage and he was approached by this new interviewer. I don't know her name. Do you know her name? Arcady, I think her name is.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people come in and out. I appreciate that.
Chat.
Hopefully
What's
this
her
will
name?
actually get uploaded. I don't know.
I believe I didn't hear her last name, so we'll just go with that, Arcady. And she asked his thoughts on facing Brody King tonight. Copeland says he doesn't feel great, and his mind has been going to places he doesn't want it to. But tonight it stops. Copeland said Tony Khan has agreed tonight that it will be a no DQ match with Brody King. The House of Black wanted the rated R superstar tonight. They get him. You know, I would really appreciate the quality over quantity gimmick here, Tony. Not every match, not every week do we need to see a no DQ match. We physically just saw one last week with Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale. Why do we need to see more chairs, more kendo sticks, more tables, more blood,
were so
more
annoying
plunder?
back in the day.
Every week. I get it. Your ECW collection, I'm sure, is vast. I loved ECW. Everybody loved ECW. We miss ECW. It was a great day when ECW was around. We don't need to see fucking blood and guts and fucking shares and no DQ every week. I mean, the more you do it, the less impactful it's going to be. Save this shit for major feuds as blow-offs or major pay-per-views. We don't need to see it on Dynamite. I'm sorry.
I'm kind of in
I don't know how
a
you feel
hard
about that,
position
bro,
after I got Mirror Force, so I'm
I
just hoping for the best.
That goes for anything. As far as if you keep giving it to us, it loses its value every time you do.
Yeah.
You know, and things like this is no different, man. So yeah, everything can't be a no DQ.
Crap you just did,
especially when you don't give us a good valid reason to actually go to it.
Orange Cassidy. Go figure, Orange Cassidy started a Dynamite, even as a singles competitor and not a champion, Jesse. Start the fucking show, man. Oh, God. Every week, it's always Orange Cassidy. So he went one-on-one with Trent Beretta.
Screw it.
How many in the chat are really interested in this feud? I give 0 to the chat. 0 people care about this. It wasn't a bad match because Trent Beretta is a very good wrestler. Orange Cassidy is a very good wrestler. I just don't give a shit about Trent Beretta as a single, and I don't really give a shit about Orange Cassidy trying to fight for his best friends. I don't care. The one thing I do say and will say is I'm slightly intrigued about Don Callis' inclusion here because he's simply buddying
I don't really
Orange
like
Cassidy or buddying up to Orange Cassidy.
I didn't
So
play it out
Cassidy
the best way,
swept out Beretta's leg. He crashed onto the railing on the outside.
I don't know what I can search.
They go back inside. Cassidy fired off an orange punch. Both guys were down. Don Callis made his way down to the ring for commentary, and he stayed there for most of the show. And Don Callis is a great addition to the commentary team. Taz was out because he was struggling with his knee issues, so thoughts and prayers to Taz. But if you're going to fill in for Taz, Don Callis is the guy I want to hear because he's great.
Going for some damage.
So both men slug it out. We got a commercial break. Come back from break. Callis says he likes the potential of Orange Cassidy, which is why he left with him last week. What they said, nobody knows. Beretta countered a Stun Dog Millionaire. He couldn't avoid the spinning DDT. Cassidy delivered his little kicks, ramped it up. He started off giving lazy kicks, and then he got serious. Beretta, again, was up there to respond. He hit a half-and-half suplex. Beretta flipped the crowd off with the middle finger. He spiked Cassidy with multiple pile drivers and a knee strike. Beretta went for a ripcord, or not ripcord, he went to rip off the turnbuckle pad, and he was caught by the ref. So Cassidy, as he saw the referee distracted because Trent Beretta wanted to cheat, he went to the opposite side, and he ripped off his turnbuckle pad. Beretta charged in. Orange Cassidy dodged out of the way. Beretta hits the exposed turnbuckle steel, and this allowed Orange Cassidy to get the schoolboy 1, 2, 3, and he beats Trent Beretta. Post-match, Beretta was upset. He attacked Orange Cassidy, hits a spike pile driver, Jesse, on top of the steel steps. Vicious pile driver, mind you. So Beretta followed up with a slingshot into the ring frame, and then Cassidy, he gets up, and he basically no-sold a pile driver as he was spiked right on top of his head. He stood there with a steel chair, and Don Callis left the commentary booth to stand with him. Chris Statlander ran out, and she, I guess, blocked Trent Beretta from doing more damage to Orange Cassidy. Referees joined in and separated the two. Callis helped Cassidy to the back as Statlander pleaded with Trent Beretta to stop. Now, I don't know why you would do the pile driver spot and then have Orange Cassidy immediately get up and no-sell a pile driver on top of the steel steps. That should have been the end of his fucking week, really. That should have been the end of his month. But he gets up and no-sells it. So, I mean, I don't know why you did that spot if the only thing next was for him to get up and stand there with a fucking steel chair asking for more punishment. Really?
Yeah.
Does nothing matter anymore, honestly? Or am I just supposed to sit here and take it? And not ask questions?
I don't know. That didn't make any sense. Here's my thing. I don't want to completely nitpick every little thing on the show just because overall we didn't like the show. I mean, because if we start doing that, I could do that for any pro wrestling match in any company at any time. I can nitpick little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, don't nitpick. The match was fine.
Yeah, the match was, like I said,
two very good professionals. I texted Jesse. I mean, 20 minutes of the shit. I don't really give a shit. The match is fine, but 20 minutes of the shit, I don't give a shit. He texted me back. Well, I don't know. I enjoyed the match. That's fine. The match was fine.
The match is fine, but I'm semi-interested in what's going on in the story because I'm just waiting for Trent to actually join the Callis family. You know, but outside of that, I'm interested to see if Don Callis can get Trent over. I think that'll be a nice little project for him. But the match did go a little long. That one I definitely will give him. We didn't need that long of a match. 20 minutes to open the show with those two. Kind of unnecessary.
I don't want to flip the
but again, I'm not going to dissect every little spot, every little move, just because I'm not happy with the overall direction of the show in general. Trent and Orange did fine.
Emptiness, I think, a lot more.
The story seems to be going that Trent is going to join the Callis family. That's fine. I think this match could have been saved and built for a pay-per-view, to be honest, because if Chuck is out, what is the big payoff for Trent in turning heel? Wouldn't it be a match with Orange Cassidy?
Yeah.
That should be a pay-per-view opening match right there. And not Dynamite open a pay-per-view with that match after you built some more heat into it.
But the thing is, bro, there is no heat. There was no heat to start. There's no heat now, and there will be no heat.
No, there's not. There's no heat there.
Orange Cassidy and the allure of Orange Cassidy is well beyond its expiration date. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because I'm a fan of him, and I think he's a very good professional wrestler. But we've been overexposed to him to a point now. When he's in something like this that's so middle of the road, it's so boring. I don't know what else to use as a word. It's boring. There's no emotional investment from me to the Best Friends, because there never was any.
Yeah, I think the shakeup with the heel turn for Trent is actually a good thing as far as the Best Friends go. Unfortunately, he came at the sacrifice of Chuck and an injury. I mean, I hope he's not retired from this. It's starting to sound kind of messed up. But this seems to be the most interesting thing the Best Friends have done in an extremely long time. You know, so I mean, it has some legs. It could come up. It could mount to something at some point. It's just not there right now.
No, and like you said, Trent is the heel. Clearly, is the heel. Orange Cassidy's the babyface, and you're teasing Orange Cassidy aligning with John Callis, who's one of the biggest heels in the company. So what sense does that make if Trent is the heel and then Orange Cassidy is the heel? Then why are they feuding?
It makes no sense. Why would Orange Cassidy even entertain